Good afternoon, Hornet Nation, and happy Saturday to you. Coming to you live from Northfield Arena, Northfield, Minnesota, about 45 minutes south of the Twin Cities, where your Bantam Hornets will be taking on the Northfield Raiders. What we know about the Raiders is they dispatched Bloomington, which we lost to the other night in a poor showing. So the Hornets hope to rebound. Unfortunately, we are down Anders Mizzelt and J.J. Bauer. So it's going to take a yeoman effort. Let's see what we're going to do here as we're just moments away from the puck drop. We're going to start out with Ferrara, Nolan, and Kervita. We got a little line switch up here, so it's going to take a bit to get used to. Darlene throwing it to Helmer, who gets it up to Ferrara in mid-ice. Intercepted by the Raiders as they pinch it down and dance across the line. Entering the zone now, Nolan turns, burns, looks up to Ferrara. Ferrara gains all the way across to Kervita, who just can't find the handle and is swept back into the neutral zone. Darlene sends it up the boards, all the way to Kervita. Kervita manhandling his man off the puck and just throws it down into the zone. Ferrara gives chase behind the net, tries to rub out a bigger dude, and it reverses course all the way around the far side. Now the Raiders with speed, coming through the neutral zone, throwing it down and going for a line change. As Quickie stops it behind the net. Helmer chipping it over to Potts on the near side corner. Dishing it back to Helmer. Helmer surveys, looks up ice, all the way across, gets it over to Ivany. Ivany up to, who is that? I don't know. Trying to get used to the lines. It's Hester. Ivany and Hester and Bergmeyer. So that's the new line here. Bergmeyer, Ivany, and Hester as the puck is sent down into the Hornet zone. No score if you're just joining us. Raiders keep it in the zone as they dance across the high slot. Intercepted smartly by Potts, who sends it out, and the Raiders have to recollect. Bergmeyer bouncing his man off the puck, trying to collect it. It's in the skates. He can't quite get there. Hester now tries to send it to Potts. He does. Gets it to Potter. Potter, long stretch pass, intercepted, and it goes down to the Raider tender, who throws it in the slot. There's a quick shot, banged off. Dorsey now looking in the neutral zone, sends it back to Darlene. Darlene sharply up to Potter, all the way up to Wilkins. Puck slides into the Raider zone, and Charlie gives chase. Up on the boards, Raiders try to break it out. A long stretch pass, a waffler. It's going to have to be collected by Darlene, who rings it around the near side all the way to Potter. Potter up to Wilkins. Wilkins all the way across to Ewers, and we get an offsides. As usual, if there is an issue with the audio, text somebody and it'll get back up to here because we've had some audio problems, people. And we won't stand for that. We won't stand for bad audio. Dorsey on the draw, sent to the wall. Ewers tied up there, and it goes back D to the Raider defense. They slide it through the red line now, gaining the line, 3-on-2, odd man rush. Centering pass, there it is. No connection, or a weak connection, I should say, as the Raiders control down low. From the dot, they send it down behind the net. Raiders in control, bounced off the puck. Raiders still in control around the dot, back to the point. Trying to pinch up. Stolen by Helmer, who slides it back to Darlene. Darlene surveys, looks up ice, a waffle pass to Ewers, and this one's going to go down for an icing. 14-11 left in the first. No score. As Nolan, Kervita, and Ferrara come on. Backed up by Potter and Potts. Puck sent down to the near side corner. Boys battling. Ferrara comes away. Gets it to Kervita. Stick checked away, and here come the Raiders into the high slot. Turning, burning, looking for an option to center. Short side shot. Trapped away by Nolan Quick. So we get a face-off to the right of Quickie, and we'll do it again. Nolan on the drop. Waiting. Sent back through the high slot. Fluttering shot over the net. Skitters to the near side corner. Defense pinches up, holds. Boys battling in the corner. Comes away to Nolan. Oh, there's a quick shot. Puck stolen in the slot, and the Raiders bury it. Miscue by the Hornets on the breakout. And the Raiders take a 1-0 lead with 13:39 left in the first frame. Bergmeyer, Hester, and Ivany come on, backed up by Dahlin and Helmer. Berge on the drop. Puck sent back. Raiders now plowing into the zone. Hester collects, trying to wheel and deal dangerously in the slot as the puck is swept aside. Puck now skittering behind the net. Dahlin there, all the way back to Helmer. Helmer looks, sneaks it up to Hester. Hester slides it all the way around the backside to Dahlin. Dahlin sends it up to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer now, and he's down. He blows a tire. That would have been the break. And we do get a tripping call. Hornets on the man advantage at 13:07. Down 1-0. Let's see if we can't make some hay here. As a face-off to the right of the Raider tender. Bergmeyer on the draw. Puck tied up in his skates. Raiders come away. Floater pass cross ice. Raiders in the neutral zone, looking. Now they go D to D in their own zone, trying to burn off some time. Now advancing the puck, slicing their way through the red line, and now getting on the left. Rolling all the way around, a short side shot. Swatted away by Quickie. Bergmeyer sends it up to Hester. Hester now hassled, but still getting into the zone. Working. Now tied up behind the net. Ivany comes in, looks to center. He's got Dahlin in the slot, but he doesn't choose to use him. Sends it right. Dahlin collects at the point. All the way around, sends it down to Ivany. Ivany from the circle. Looking to work his way in, working it around the net. Looking for an outlet pass. Sends it all the way to Hester. Just beyond Hester's reach, Helmer's going to have to pinch up. He does. Hester contains from the point down to Helmer. Helmer now wheeling in, gets it down to Ivany. Ivany from the corner all the way back. Now over to Helmer at the point. Short side shot. Oh! Ivany tried his best Ovechkin. Nothing doing. From the dot, a quick shot, a rebound in the offing. Oh, look at this action. Just does not go in. And the Raiders now breaking back the other way in the Hornet zone, curling around the circle. Looking for an opportunity. He doesn't have a lot of support as his Raiders have gone out for a line change. Long headman pass up to Hester. Hester looks across, almost stick checked away, and it's sent back to Potter. Potter, long stretch pass to Dahlin. Sent into the zone, and Wilkins will chase behind the net. Wilkins bangs his man. Ewers now looking centering. Can you center it? There's Dorsey. Back to the point to Potter. Potter looks. Long shot. Rebound in the offing. Nothing. As the Raiders, nice little stick check by Potts to keep it in the zone. It sneaks out momentarily. Potter back to Potts, D to D. Now entering the zone, swings all the way around behind the net, and Dorsey will be the first man there. Ewers picks up the puck behind the net. He's rubbed out. As the Raiders are doing a good job at centering and getting rid of the puck and sending it all the way back to the Hornet zone. Potter looks up ice. Long bank pass up to Wilkins. Wilkins has Ewers. Stick checked away there at the last second. The Raiders reverse course. All the way up. Banging it into the zone, trying to chisel it up the wall. Dorsey on the wall there, slides it over. No one there to collect the pass. He's banged off the puck. Wilkins still banging away at it, and is sent all the way back to the neutral zone. Potter swings it back into the Raider zone. Raiders looking, surveying. They go D to D, looking up ice. Intercepted there, stick checked, and Potter will retrieve in the Hornet zone. Potter up to Ferrara. Ferrara, long pass across the crease to Potts. Up to Kurvita. Kurvita stops short, still banging away. Sends it down into the Raider zone. Both teams just exchanging zone clearances here, because no one can get any offensive action going in front of the net. Boys banging on the wall. Raiders sneaking out of the zone, and Dahlin retrieves. Darlene looks up ice, gets it to Helmer. Helmer sends it to Gravita. Gravita with speed, gains on the left side. Wheeling all the way down. He still has it. He loses it. He's trying to center. He's looking. Nothing. Still in the corner. Gravita, look at that guy. He's a madman. Darlene now trying to hold his own. He does. Sweeps it back down. Long play without whistles here, as the Raiders look to break out. Swinging around the far side. Trying to chip it up the wall. Nolan swings it back down, and Ferrara takes a big hit, and we will get a penalty on that. With 9:05 to play, the Raiders will be shown the gate. Roughing is the call. So Bergmeyer, Ivany, and Hester come on. Backed up by Darlene and Helmer. Puck back to Darlene at the point. He looks, he surveys. He waits some more. Back to Helmer at the point. It sneaks out of the zone. Helmer just has to check it up, and the boys will be offside. Raiders reversing course, gaining the zone. Stopped short by Helmer, who goes rink wide all the way over to Ivany. Ivany through the neutral zone, gaining on the right side, walking all the way around, stick checked off the puck. Still controlling, still held up, working it. Bergmeyer now curling around the near side corner. Swings it back to Ivany behind the net. Ivany looking. Patience. Down to Hester. Hester now looking. Around the circle. Yes. In the high slot. Yes, again. There's a tip. Bergmeyer can't connect. Bergmeyer from the corner. He's looking. Hornets controlling on this power play nicely. Looking for that centering pass. All the way back. Here's an opportunity for the Raiders. Helmer racing after the puck. Ties up his man smartly, swings it around the near side, nobody home. Ivany's going to race over to stop his man, held at the point. Ivany banging away at it. Puck swings all the way back down to the Raiders zone as they go D to D. 49 seconds left in the man advantage. Raiders trying to enter the zone, stopped short there by Wilkins, who throws it up. Sneaks past the line, no offsides, even though it was offsides. Darlene from behind the net. Sends it back around. Helmer wasn't ready for that pass, and Ivany picks it up. He's stick checked off. It's in the slot. It's a quick shot. Nolan saved it, but it's still held in the Hornet zone on this power play. Darlene looks up the ice. A hot pass too far for Ewers. Held at the point. A waffling shot, and Nolan traps it away. 7:19 left in the first. 15 seconds left in the man advantage for the Hornets. And the Raiders doing a good job of containing this power play. So Nolan Gravita. And Ferrara come on. I got to get used to these lines. In the slot, no connection, steered off the puck. Raiders still controlling from the corner. Now the Hornets now roll up with speed. 2-on-2 situation brewing. Nolan trapped off the puck. Two men driving at it into the corner. Ferrara bangs his man off the puck. The Raiders still control on the breakout. Held by Potter, throws it down deep again, and the puck swings around at the far side. Good job by Potts to keep it in the zone. And Nolan tried to save it right on the blue line, but we have an offsides. Both teams at full strength. Shots in favor of the Raiders, 6-3 at this point. As Nolan on the draw, sent back to the Raider D. They try to go rink wide on the near side. Potter races after it, trying to contain. They try to go upstairs, nothing doing as the puck sails harmlessly over the net. Into the slot again, another shot, waffled across the crease. Potter bangs it up the wall. Their defense pinches. Ferrara battling his man on the wall. Nolan comes in to help out. Gravita tried to slide it up to Ferrara, nothing doing. Ferrara contains it in his own collection. Ferrara sliding it across the crease to Potter. Potter looks up. Chip pass, just a bit too far, and a lot of the Hornets are gassed, so they go off for a line change. Raiders, long stretch pass up to the blue line. Helmer's there to collect. Helmer around his net, stops short, looks up ice, gets it to Hester. Hester now breaking through the neutral zone, gaining on the left side. Works around his man, still holding, trying to center, worked off the puck, and the Raiders contain for the breakout. Here comes a big dude with speed, working his way across. Stick check failed by Helmer. Darlene holding his man smartly. Back to the point. Raiders hold the zone. Sliding all the way down to the corner. Banged off the puck, and the puck sneaks back out where the Raiders go D to D to start again. Puck worked up the near side wall, and this is going to slide down for an icing with 5:16 to play in the first. We got a line change. Dorsey, Wilkins, and Ewers. Dorsey on the draw, sent into the slot. Nobody home. Back to Helmer at the point. Sneaks it down to Ewers. Ewers looks. Tried to send her to Dorsey. Didn't quite make it all the way through. Wilkins working his man off the puck, banging around. Ewers in the corner. Slides back to Helmer at the point. Helmer just throws it right back down to Ewers. Ewers slipped off the puck, and the Raiders send it all the way around to the far side. Dorsey works his man, bangs his man off the puck, holding, yes, momentarily, and it slips out into the neutral zone. Now the Raiders on the break, gaining on the right side, left side. Ewers smartly stick checks away. Raiders still holding down in the corner, looking to center. Raiders controlling, back to the point. Shot tipped away by Helmer at the right in front of the crease. Helmer now with speed works it up to Dorsey. Dorsey slicing his way through the neutral zone. Oh, and he is leveled off the puck. He's got to play heads up as the Raiders contain in their own zone. Working up the right side, Raiders with speed into the zone. Trying to work their way around, nobody home to center. Around the net, around the corner, back to the point. Raiders walking across, a tip shot, goes wide. Raiders still controlling, down deep. Back to the point, a hot pass, can't be contained, and it goes all the way down for collection. Ferrara hassling his man behind the net. Good forecheck by the Hornets as the Raiders are pinned down low. Long stretch pass up the right side through the neutral zone. Knocked off the puck by Nolan. Raiders go D to D looking at their options. Now the centering pass enters the zone. 3-on-1 situation. Slipped away at the last second by Nolan. Ferrara on the wall. Gets it up to Kervita. Kervita through the neutral zone. A shot off the skates. Kervita playing from his knees. Puck tries to get back. Yes. Pots a shot. Deflected away. Ferrara working his man behind the net. Raiders now advancing. Up the wall. Can it be held? Potts cannot hold. Now, Raiders advancing. Walking in. A shot easily gloved away by Quickie with 3:06 left in the first. Hornets have to be careful on the transitions. Raiders doing a good job of doing headman passes, stretching out the ice. Berge on the draw. Puck sent to the wall. Helmer now working it behind the net. Sends it up to Ivany. Now a chance for Bergmeyer. He's got Hester. 2-on-1 situation. All the way over. Hester buries it. Did you see it? Yes! What a connection. Bergmeyer to Hester. And this game is tied 1-1. Beautiful unselfish play by Berge. Sliding it to the wide open Hester. And that's Hornet hockey. With 2:50 to play in the first. We are tied 1-1. Bergmeyer on the draw. Puck comes back. Puck enters the Hornet zone. Darlene races. Slides it behind the net. Helmer collects it, sends it up to Hester. Hester chips it up the wall to Bergmeyer. And the Raiders contain in the neutral zone. They go rink wide, intercepted there by Darlene, who gets it up to Ivany. Ivany rolling around the circle, looking to center, looking. Oh, and just on the backside of Berge, but Helmer pinches. Goes off the equipment and sneaks out and all the way back down to the Hornet zone where Darlene will pick up and look. Up the wall, too hot. Here's Hester gaining on the left side, walking in, all the way over to Ivany. Ivany, yes, did you see it? Yes, I saw it. Connections aplenty. As Ivany rolls with his chance. And he capitalizes. Hornets 2, Raiders 1. with 2:05 in the first. Dorsey on the draw, puck skitters back. Raiders go D to D on a hot pass. Charlie goes in to try to stop it on the near side wall. Dorsey collects, sends it back to Potts. Potts one times it, stick checked away. Ewers tries to contain it, and this puck is out of play. So face off to the left, the Raider tender, Dorsey on the drop. He's got Wilkins, he's got Ewers. Puck slides back, Potts bangs it. Didn't quite get a certified fresh cranker off that one. Now the Raiders look, wheel it around to the far side wall. Raiders a little bit stunned by this change of circumstances as the Hornets are in the lead in the waning seconds of the first. Rink wide pass doesn't connect. Potter working, looking to get his man off the puck. He does. There's a trailer, a quick shot. And Quickie flashes the leather and traps it away with 1:20 to play. Nolan on the draw. Ooh, a quick little flutter shot. Had to be swatted away by Quickie. Puck on the near side wall. Raiders containing in the zone. Puck sneaks out of the zone, and the Raiders will have to recollect. Far side intercepted by Kervita. Kervita rolls in. It's a 3-on-2. Oh, and Nolan couldn't quite contain the centering pass. Back to Potts. Potts bangs it. Nothing. It slides out of the zone. It's going to have to not be shoveled aside by Quick, but we will get an icing with less than a minute to play. There's blood in the water, and the Hornets are smelling it. Nolan on the draw, sent back. Helmer decides not to pinch. Here come the Raiders on a one-on-one. Darlene holding his man to the outside. And will we get a penalty? No, we won't. Yes. Raiders controlling. Working it around the circle, into the slot area, banged off the puck, still holding it down low. Raiders looking at their last gasp opportunity in this period. With 30 seconds to play, the puck sneaks all the way down into the Raider zone. Here come the Raiders on the break. Intercepted by Helmer smartly as the Raiders try to gain into the zone, and it's shoved out of play. So we've got a face-off to the right of Quickie. Nolan on the draw. Puck picked up by Kervita. 2-on-2 situation brewing. Kervita using his legs to power his way down and just got beat out by the Raider defense as the puck is held up. Nolan slides it across to Darlene. Darlene looks up ice, and that'll do it. A little bit of extracurriculars from Darlene, as he took great umbrage that after the whistle hit. And we'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, it's starting second. An inexplicable 17 minutes on the clock, but this is not a District 6 game. So understandable they might be playing with how much time we have. Bergmeyer, Ivany, and Hester out, backed up by Darlene and Helmer. Raiders entering the zone, picked off by Bergmeyer, who reverses course through the neutral zone. Gaining on the left side, throws it down deep, and Ivany will meet his man behind the net. Ivany taken out. Raiders now battling. Bergie, look at this Bergie. Yes. Throws it up the near side wall. Darlene pinches. Raiders trying to blast it out of the zone, and here they come. 3-on-1 situation. Gaining on the left side all the way across. A firing shot. A goal. Tough to defend against a 3-on-1. And this game is tied 2-2 with a mere 29 seconds elapsing. Perhaps the Hornets were flying too close to the sun. And pride cometh before the fall, as this game is tied. Potter swinging it up to Wilkins on the wall, held on the line, sent right back down, and Potter will have to do it again. Chipping up the wall a bit too far for Wilkins, and here's Dorsey scrambling in, just couldn't quite find the handle. Ewers banging his man off the puck. Raiders contained deep in their own zone. All the way around on the near side, Potts trying to pinch, sneaks past him, and Potter's going to have to collect. Potter around the net, wheeling, dealing, looking up the near side wall and out of play. We're in a very old arena, which was affectionately known as the Structure back in the day. Northfield is building a brand new arena, which will be ready next year with all the bells and whistles a modern facility will grant you. Dorsey on the draw, sneaks it around to the wall. Raiders contain, send it back to the point. Walking across the line, they go D to D and looking for a shot. Nothing doing. They send it down deep behind the net. Raiders from the corner, looking to center. All the way in the high slot, tipped away by Wilkins momentarily, but sent back down. Back to the point, a cranker. Way off course, nothing. Wilkins holding his man to the outside temporarily. Raiders now seemingly in control, working their way around. Not a concerted effort by the Hornets to bang him off the puck. Into the zone. Now Ewers tried to flip it up. Still held right at the point. Now it sneaks out, and the Raiders recollect. They go D to D and slide it up the near side wall, gaining the zone. Hot pass across the slit. There it is in front. And the upper corners. And a Hornet lead has evaporated into a deficit with 15:02 to play. Raiders up 3-2 in period number 2 as Nolan, Kurvita, and Ferrara come on. Puck slides back to Darlene. Darlene looks, surveys, throws it over to Helmer. Helmer looks, chips it up the boards just a bit too far, but now Helmer's still working it. No, it's Ferrara wheeling in. Now it's Nolan, quick shot, legged away. Got to get used to these lines, people. Sorry about this. Raiders back, chip it up. Darlene, last man back. Slides it up the wall. Breaks his stick. There's a long shot. Misses. Slides around to the far side at the point. Held down deep. Helmer flings it out of the zone. Darlene still out there without a stick. Now he goes to the bench. Puck slides up the wall just over Kurvita's stick. Here come the Raiders. Walking in around Darlene's stick. There's a shot. Saved by Quickie. Puck slides in, but it was well after the whistle. That's always the thing. When you break your stick, should I stay or should I go? Nolan on the drop, tied up on the dot, slings away, held at the point. Long floating shot over the net. Potter retrieves behind the net. Slides it up just a bit beyond Ferrara, and it's sent right back down into the slot. Potts now looking up, intercepted there at the circle. A shot! Waffled away by Quickie. Held out, still controlled. Chiseled up the wall by Ferrara. And we're going to get some sort of call, some sort of something. Unfortunate, because the Hornets were on a break. Looks like Potts will be showing the gate. Cross-check is the call at 13:48 in the second. So Kravita and Nolan will be out there with Helmer and Darlene to start this kill. Nolan on the draw. Puck tied up, sent back to the point. They go D to D. They look. Back to the point again. Stop short in the slot. And Darlene scoops it and pitches it all the way down to the Northfield zone. Icing waved off. They roll it around the back of the net up to the near side wall. Raiders looking to break out. They go rink wide. Now through the neutral zone. To throw it in the zone. Helmer stops it short, sends it to Darlene. Darlene flips it up into the zone and sends it right back down into Raider territory. Rung around the boards. They try a rink wide pass through the neutral zone, and this one goes down for an icing. Minute 20 left in the man advantage. As Berge and Hester, Darlene and Helmer try to finish this one off. Helmer from the point, long slow shot, intercepted, and here come the Raiders on the reverse. 3-on-2 situation brewing as they roll across the blue line into the slot area, almost uncontested. Stopped by Quickie into his equipment. Slow developing play. Worked out for the Hornets, but certain peril. Bergmeyer on the draw, still contained in the Hornet zone. Raiders from the point. Looking. Long shot intercepted by Ivany. Chips it and throws it all the way down into Raider territory. And we get yet another icing. .49 seconds left in the man advantage for the Raiders. Face off to the left of Quickie. Bergmeyer on the draw. He's out there with Ivany and Hester. From the point, slow shot that doesn't quite connect on net. Raiders controlling on the near side boards. Leaving it off at the point, working it down low to the corner. Back to the point. Raiders looking. Hester doing a good job holding his man at the outside. Right in the slot, there's a shot. Does not connect. Ivany from the corner chips it up just a bit too far for Hester. As Hester battles his man right on the dot, slings around to the far side, and the Raiders look to gain some composure. Back to the point. Raiders setting up, dancing across the blue line. To the other point, a firing shot, waffled. Hester can't quite connect on the clearing pass. Another shot, a cranker which does not connect, and the Raiders control down low. Back to the point. Wheeling across the line, looking. Dishing down to the far side corner, slung around the net to the near side corner. Raiders in control. Potter now. He sees an opportunity to bang it out. It's held at the point, all the way across. Now Hester. Can he dish it up to Ivany? Ivany gaining on the right side. He's boxed to the outside. He takes a seat on the ice, and here come the Raiders. Whirling through the neutral zone, kicked up by Potter. Nicely done as he slides it in. Back and forth hockey as now the Raiders break into the zone. Held up there nicely by Ewers. Dorsey in the corner. Tries to hold his man out. There's the centering pass. Right back to Dorsey. Dorsey sliding around the net, looking. Tried to dish it up. Nothing doing. Raiders now boxing their way through the slot area, and Quickie has to do some fancy sliding to cover that one up. Both teams at full strength with 10:56 left to play in the second. So Dorsey on the drop with Ewers and Wilkins. Backed up by Helmer and Darlene. Wilkins now throwing it, trying to get by his man as it slides in and now out of the Hornet zone. Hammer pinches up, throws it rink wide. Dorsey now trying to meet his man on the wall. Raiders chipping it up, trying to chisel their way through the neutral zone as a lot of traffic is there. Puck sent rink wide to nobody, picked up by the Raider D, who sends it all the way down into Hornet territory. Darlene from the corner looks up, tries to get it to Ewers. Ewers throwing it up the wall. It's from the point, slides all the way back down. Wilkins meets two Raiders. Dorsey connects, but he just can't quite get it as the puck is stuck on the wall. Raiders now looking to break in from the dot, looking, saved by Quick. Decided shot advantage by the Raiders, 19-7 at this point. As Nolan, Kavita, and Ferrara come in. Puck sliding up on the wall. A little bit too hot for Ferrara. Into the slot area. Back to the point. High slot shot turned away. Banging away. Quick side. Quick side to Quick, and Quick saves it. So we'll do it again. Puck sent all the way back. It sneaks out, and we have an offsides. Nolan sends it back to Darlene. Darlene floats it up to Nolan, but just beyond his stick, and they go D to D. Raiders up the near side boards and entering the zone. Walking their win, swept away by Darlene. Nolan pinches it up the boards, so it's Kavita. Kavita racing down. He's got a 3-on-1. Yes, Kavita. And he sails it into the stratosphere. No goal. And the Raiders counter back the other way with speed. Walking down, looking into the slot, tipped away by Nolan. Puck slides all the way back to the point, a bit too far for the defenseman, and it sneaks all the way back into Raider territory. Raiders bouncing the puck up the wall, intercepted by, is that? I don't know. Kavita sneaking it down. Raiders still holding as they ring it up the boards on the near side. Darlene pinches up nicely. Darlene with a long shot, trapped away by the Raider Tendy. 8:56 left in the second. Raiders up 3-2. As Bergmeyer, Hester, and Ivany come in backed up by Potts and Potter. Berge on the draw. Puck sent to the wall and slung all the way around to the far side corner. Raiders advance the puck, working through the neutral zone. Puck gets left behind as the Raiders are going to have to recollect. From the knees, the Raiders play it D to D. Raiders have to contain and go all the way back and start again. Here come the Raiders with speed, rolling through the red line, gaining on the left side, dropping it to the point, looking, all the way down low, looking for that centering pass, swept away by Potter, nicely held at the point and thrown right back down. Potts meets his man behind the net, picked up, Raiders chip it around, nice check by Berge, lay in the wood, back to the point, quick shot to the circle, another quick shot, saved by Quick. There's a lot of quicks being said here because the action is quick. Bergmeyer on the draw, contained by Potts, slung around to the far side. Hester looks up ice, gets it to Potter, who tries to wheel it up the wall, intercepted by, there's a quick centering pass and nobody home. Potts pinches, holds it up, gets it down low from the corner. Ivany rubbed off the puck. Back to the point, a cranker, deflected, back to Potts again, another shot, another tip, it's there, it's banging, nothing, still held, thrown down into the corner. Ivany went far side, tried to meet his man, but that guy outsmarted him. Banging on the wall, still in control. Potts tried to connect on that centering pass, and here come the Raiders. Working their way down, they dish it into the zone and go for a line change. Potts throwing up the near side corner, contained by the Raiders, throwing all the way across rink wide. From the wall, all the way back behind the net. Wilkins there to meet it in the corner. Up to Dorsey. Dorsey with speed through the neutral zone, works his way around. He's tripped. What is this? Yes, there is a call. So the Hornets will go on a man advantage with 7:01 left. Looking for that equalizer. Down a goal at 3-2. Raiders shown the gate for tripping. Huh? I don't know. So Dorsey and Wilkins, Ewers, backed up by Helmer and Darlene. Puck slides back to Darlene at the point. He looks, slides it over to Helmer. Helmer looks. A lot of looking all the way around. Wilkins throws it to Dorsey on the far side wall. He's looking. He works it back to Darlene. Darlene from the high slot. There it is. There's the bang. Nothing. Behind the net. Ewers looking for his pass. Back to Darlene. Darlene from the high slot. Looking. He sends it down to Helmer. Helmer from the wall. Tries to bang it. It's intercepted, and here come the Raiders. Darlene, last man back. He's got to rub his man out. He slaps it to Helmer. Helmer now looking, enters the neutral zone. He's going to take it himself. Stop short, and we get an offsides. 1:16 left in the man advantage. 6:16 left in the period. As Nolan, Kervita, and Ferrara come on, backed up by Potts and Potter. Nolan on the draw, ties up, back to Potter. Potter sends it to Potts. Slides it up to Ferrara, who gains on the left side. Works his way in, 3-on-2 situation. He's tripped, but no call. Raiders slinging around the near side boards. Held by Potter. Potter slams it down, has trouble, banks it, but it's still in. Kervita, can you shoot? Yes, Kervita, it's Kervita time. Yes, no. Into the slot, nobody can get a handle on it, and the Raiders race back the other way. Working their way down. Potter rubs his man out on the boards. Raiders still controlling. As Nolan comes in to help out. Look at this battle. Comes away to Nolan. Nolan now looking up ice. Wheels, deals, looks. He's going to take it through the red line, through the blue line. A lot of lines. Back to Kervita. Kervita working it on the wall. Looking. Now, Nolan from the circle. Walks in, fires. Yes! Did you see it? Nolan, the assassin. From the circle, finds a seam in the crease on the near side. And this contest is tied 3-3 with 5:24 remaining. Power play comes through. Nolan on the draw. Puck slides back into the Raider zone. They go D to D to look for options. A footer pass knocked down by Kervita. He's going to get a high stick on that. Oh, and we're going to get a late hit penalty cross check. And just like that, the Raiders going back in the box. 30 days, hard time in the hole for the Raiders. So the Hornets on the man advantage. Puck tied up on the dot. Puck sent back to Helmer. Helmer walks across the blue line. Looks. Holding. All the way across to Nolan, who couldn't contain, and the Hornets will have to check back up on sides. Helmer playing catch with Nolan. Nolan now breaking through the neutral zone, gaining on the right side. Held it by the line at Kervita. Kervita's going to have to hustle to get back on this one. Kervita racing. Slides it across, saves the day as the puck now slides up. Held and in to the Raider bench. 4:39 left, minute 25 in the man advantage. And we'll get a face-off at center ice. Bergmeyer on the drop with Ivany and Hester, backed up by Potts and Potter. And we get an offsides. Bergmeyer on the draw. Puck sent back to Potter. Potter looks, tries to get it over to Potts. Now he finally does. Potts looking up ice to Ivany. Ivany into his skates. Nice little move there. Oh, Bergmeyer, sorry. Oh, these lines. Raiders from deep in their own zone. They look to break out. Puck chipped away, but Potts is going to have to come in, or Potter, and hold his man to the outside. Puck sliding up in the near side wall. Ivany tries to get control. Now Bergmeyer slides it back to Potts. Potts to Potter. Hornets having a little trouble sort of getting control here as Potts slides in front. Dangerous. Gets it up to Bergmeyer. And now it's sent all the way back to the Raider zone. Too many 2s and too many 6s on these jerseys. Doesn't make things easy. So we'll do it again with Dorsey on the drop. Tied up in the line. Ewers now throws it out of the zone. It's now contained and the Raiders hold it in. Boys banging on the wall, trying to get control. Darlene in there banging. Everyone's banging. Darlene comes away. Darlene through the red line. Stops short, holding, and now throws it down deep, and we get an offsides. .325 left. Dorsey in the draw, chips into the zone. Ewers sliding across, almost to Dorsey. Darlene has to check up and get it right back to Helmer. Helmer now advancing. Stops short, he's taken out. Wilkins controls. Slides it back to Helmer. Helmer walks in on the circle, down low. Ewers looking. All the way back to Darlene. Darlene down short side, there's a shot. A leg save, nicely done by Helmer. Nice shot, down to Dorsey on the wall. Dorsey ridden off the puck, and the Raiders now control. They try to go rink wide to no avail. Helmer from the D slot, sliding it all the way up. Gets it up, but it slid right back down. And we get an offsides. So, face off outside the Hornet zone. Dorsey on the draw. Puck sneaks back. There's a foot race. Yes, Ewers. Yes, Ewers. A shot trapped away by the Raider tender. Both teams at full strength. Trying to take opportunities here with these fast breaks. Dorsey sliding it back to Darlene. Darlene cranker! Off course. Helmer pinches up, holds, but the Raiders control. They slide it back down for a 2-on-2 situation brewing. All the way in, stopping short on the circle. Intercepted there in the slot. Still in control, now banged away. Hornets trying to get it up to Wilkins. Wilkins now sliding through the red line. He's got Dorsey, and it goes all the way down deep. Dorsey behind the net. Trying to stop it. Controlled by the Raiders who reverse horse. Darlene from the red line, surveys. Sends it over to Helmer. Helmer looks up to Kervita. Just a bit too hot as the Raiders contain in their own zone. Chipping up the wall across the blue line. Raiders pinned in their own zone as they look and they slide it waffle style up through the red line. Gaining on the left side. Raiders walking in. A cranker. Deflected away. Potter steers it off. Here it is right in the slot. Now here comes the Hornets as they tried to slide it up, intercepted. The Raiders hold it and throw it down into the zone. Knocked off the puck. Kervita trying to roll it up. It's just a bunch of back and forth as now the Raiders contain. Sliding up on the wall. Nolan trying to hold it, but the Raiders gain and they enter the zone. Stick checked off the puck, but it's still in the high slot. Bouncing around. Kervita comes away with it. Rink wide pass. Intercepted by the Raiders. Nolan chips his man off the puck and sends it to Ferrara. Ferrara forgets it, and he pulls himself offsides. With 1:06 to play. Shots 22-11, still in favor of the Raiders. As Bergmeyer, Ivany, and Hester come on, backed up by Potts and Potter. Puck back to the Raider D as they look to advance through the neutral zone. They go D to D, looking at their options, surveying. Now, slicing through the neutral zone, they throw it right back down. Potter holds his man to the outside. Circling around the net to the near side corner, controlling, banged off the puck by Bergmeyer. Now, rolling into the slot, shot goes wide, but still contained. Raiders banging it around on the wall. Potter now tries to chisel it up the wall. Raiders can't quite contain in the corner, and it's sent up to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer's got Ivany, if you can see him. Long stretch pass. And we get an icing with less than 30 seconds to play. So Berge on the drop. Puck comes back to the Raider point. They slide it down low and circles back behind the net. Raiders looking out front. Quick shot into the slot area. Swept away by Potts, who gets it up to Ivany. Ivany stick checked off the puck. Raiders trying to enter the zone. Knocked off the puck as well. A puck just a little bit too hot for Hester. And this also goes for an icing with 8 seconds before this period closes out. I'm not sure if we have a resurface or not after this period. We shall see. Berge on the draw. Puck tied up on the dot. Puck sent around. Last chance. There's a tip. Nothing on that centering pass. Raiders hold it in, and that'll do it, people. It's a 3-3 game. And yes, there will be a resurface, so we will see you in 10. Don't go anywhere. It doesn't get any closer. All right. Moments away from puck drop. Period 3, 17 on the clock. Score, Edina 3, Northfield 3. Who wants it more? I don't know. But we will find out soon enough. So we got Nolan Ferrara and Kervita backed up by Helmer and Darlene. And away we go. Puck to the near side. Helmer curls around, sends it over to Darlene. Darlene looking up ice to Kervita. Kervita gains the line and throws it down deep and pulls his team off the sides. So we'll do it again. Nolan on the drop. Puck tied up on the dot. Boys banging. Kervita sends it down into Raider territory. Raiders circling from behind the net up to the near side wall. Back to Helmer. Helmer throws it on net. The keeper didn't know where it was. And were it not for a tremendous amount of padding, that would have been a goal. But alas, we shall do it again. Nolan sending back to Helmer. Helmer, a cranker! Off target. Raiders throwing it up the wall through the neutral zone. Gaining on the left side, walking down. They can't quite connect on the pass as they send it back to the point. D-to-D connection failed. Here's a break. Hornets now pressing in the neutral zone, trying to get it, but it sneaks back all the way down for Helmer to collect. Helmer rubbed out. A quick shot, a turn. It's there. It's banging. And the Hornets avoid certain peril. Darlene sliding it up to Nolan. Nolan to Ferrara. Ferrara gaining on the left side. Looking at his options. Curling around the dot. Looking. Nobody home in the slot. Left behind the net. Puck comes up to the near side wall. Potter pinches. Here come the Raiders on a fast break. Gaining on the line. Sneaks around Potter. Potter working his man. Held out. Held at the point, but good defensive play. Excellent Potter. Potter from behind the net. Or Potts, sorry. Potts working it. There it is in the slot. Banged away. Back to the point. Raiders now right into the slot. Firing wide. Wide open. Ferrara now rings it all the way down, and we will get an icing. Dodge bullet on that one with 15-20 in the third. Bergmeyer on the draw. Puck sent back. Stolen away by the Raiders. Potter pins his man. Trips him a little bit. And now it's Ivany's turn. Banging away. Sent up the wall. It's going to be a pinch. Slid up down the wall. Potts now throws it right up. Trying to chisel it. Ivany trying. And sent all the way down into the Raiders zone. Raiders breaking up through with speed down the right side. Potter working his man to the outside. Left it for Ivany. Ivany trying to stop short. He's going to have to pin his man instead. Nobody seems to want it. Raiders on the short side trying to get around for a stuff. Stopped. Up to Hester on the wall. Raiders meet him. Back to the point. Raiders looking. Firing! Legged away by Quickie. Raiders pressing, doing a good job on the forecheck. Potts taken down. Bergmeyer in to help out. Bergmeyer from the corner, all the way across, just on the backhand side of Hester. And this one sneaks all the way down. Raiders tried a quick reverse course on a line change, thwarted by the Hornets' forecheck. Dorsey throws it down deep and continue the chase. Dorsey from behind the net, looking to center, all the way back, a bit short. Here come the Raiders on a 1-on-2 situation, breaking in as the Raiders go for mostly a line change. Darlene does a good job holding his man to the outside. Helmer chipping it up the boards, back to Darlene. Darlene still hassled, throws it up to Ewers. Rolls past Ewers' stick and all the way back to Darlene. Darlene still battling his man. Look at that. What a contest as he takes a seat on the ice. I'm not sure what the call is here. They just decided it was too much activity? I don't know. We're getting a face-off. Go figure. Dorsey on the draw. Quick shot steered aside by Quick. Trying to center it out front. Dorsey now looking. Tried to center it across. Quickie has to glove this one. Dorsey tried to center it across, and it was just tipped. That would have been a rink-wide break. But to no avail. So we get a line change. Nolan, Curvita, and Ferrara coming in with Potter and Potts. Nolan on the draw, skids back to the point. A quick shot, deflected away. Raiders still controlling on the wall. Puck held up momentarily. Ferrara now wheeling, dealing, looking, gets it to Nolan. Nolan walking across the blue line, held, plastered to the boards. Now back, Potts scoops it into the zone momentarily. Puck held on the wall, Nolan looking. He decides just to chuck it down deep, and Ferrara gives chase. Behind the Raider net, they look to break out. Intercepted by Curvita. Curvita holds on the wall. A lot of boys banging away at it. Into the slot, Ferrara! A shot, but it's tipped away. Puck slides to the near side corner. Nolan's going to meet his man. All the way back, Potter jams it up the wall. A lot of boys banging. Potter controls a quick shot. Legged away. Nolan again. Right in there. Yes, no. Saved by the Tendy. Bergie in on the draw. Raiders take it behind the net, looking to break out. All the way up on the wall, they try a one-touch pass, and it is partially successful, and here they come across the line. Puck skitters all the way back. Quick makes the shot, and it's deflected. Still held in the corner. Bergmeyer nails his man to the wall. Ferrara tries to hold it. Raiders still controlling. Out front, there it is. Ivany scoops it away at the last second. Ivany around the boards, partially deflected, and the Raiders are going to control this down low. Banged up on the wall. Raiders still holding. Now, breaking for Hester. Hester's got Ivany. He's still being pestered. Hester's tried to get it in the zone. He's got it, but no one can gain control. Raiders reversing course back the other way. Bergmeyer racing to try to keep his man. Here's a 2-on-1. Saved by Quick. Oh, Darlene mixing it up with a taller guy. And cooler heads are prevailing. So we'll get a face-off to the right of Nolan. Now to the left of Nolan. Oh, do make up your minds with 11:48 in the third. Helmer wheels it across, gets it up to Ivany, just beyond Hester's reach, and this will go down for an icing. Waved off, Raiders from behind the net. Sneaks up under the far side wall, intercepted by Ivany, who collects in the neutral zone, sends back to Darlene. Darlene goes rink wide to Helmer. Helmer looks up. Long stretch pass. Helmer can't quite find the possession, and here come the Raiders. Walking in on the line, hassled by 4 Hornets, and here comes Ivany. Ivany tried it. Raiders taking out their own man. Ivany's shaking up a bit on that one. And he goes back to the bench for a change. Raiders blew up their own man, and he's getting a penalty. I don't know what for, but he's upset. He slammed the door. Guilty. Dorsey on the draw with Wilkins and Ewers. Puck sent to the wall to Ewers, who throws it back to Potts. Potts has trouble controlling it, and here come the Raiders with speed. Rolling down the right side, but no one's going to be there. He throws it up the wall. Intercepted by Dorsey. Dorsey across the slot area, working his way up with speed. Through the neutral zone, trying to get it up, sneaks it into the zone, but the Raiders throw it right back the other way. Potts can't quite get his wood on it, and here come the Raiders. 2-on-1 situation, all the way across in the slot. Too hot to handle for the Raiders, but they're still down low, trying to get it out front. A jam short side shot, turned away. Potter looks up, swings it back down to Potts. Potts from behind the net. Long stretch pass to Dorsey. Dorsey through the neutral zone. He gains on the left side. Rolling in. Dorsey slides it back to Ewers. Ewers looks across. Ewers fires. Tip. Nothing. Here come the Raiders back the other way. Potter, last man back, sweeps it and chases his zone behind the net. Rings it around the near side. Nobody home. except for the Raiders, who dish it on back. Dorsey's a trailer, picks it up, goes to Potts. Potts looks up ice. Looking. To Wilkins. Wilkins in the zone, wheeling, dealing, looking for an outlet. Tied up from his knees. Look at that effort. On the wall, 2 Raiders. Puck all the way back behind the net. They slide it back down to the near side. Charlie's out of gas completely, but held in by Potts. Look at Potts, dancing, wheeling, dealing, throwing it down. Kervita tied up, and the Raiders go rink wide, intercepted by Nolan, who goes down to his knees. He plays it from his knees. Look at this action. Back and forth through the neutral zone. The Raiders 1-on-3 situation. Rolling in, weak shot, steered aside by Quick. Darlene throws it up the wall to Kervita. Kervita looks, sends it all the way across to Ferrara. Ferrara through the red line, works his way up. He tries to center it, and nobody home, and it's swung across to Kervita in the far side. Back to the point, up. Helmer trying to hold it, can't, sends it back to Darlene. Darlene up the near side wall to Ferrara. Ferrara throws the drop pass to Nolan, nobody home. Ferrara picks up his own, wheels in, he's got 3 to contend with. A shot turned away before it even reached the tender. Nolan from the sidewall, looking, throws it back to Ferrara. Ferrara banged off the puck, and the Raiders contain. All the way up, fast break pass through the red line, slicing through the blue line, held to the outside by Darlene, still working all the way in, nothing, a rebound in the offing. Could not contain. Raiders still banging it away and throwing it into the zone. Holding all the way down behind the net, Darlene working his man. Raiders from the corner. Trying to walk it in on the dot, held and thrown back down low. All the way back down to the point. Raiders looking, mishandling, still in that high slot area. Still banging. Darlene doing a good job raking his man down. Helmer intercepted there, but now it's Ferrara. Ferrara's out of gas, and he just lets it go. Raiders go rink wide to the near side. Back to the D as they try to recollect and get something going. Sent back down all the way deep, sent up the wall. Hester battling. Now it's Ivany's turn. Look at him. He drops it to himself. He tries it. He cranks it. Certified fresh cranker, but it was not on target. All the way down to the wall. Bergmeyer dances, loses the puck. Sent back down. Hester tried to pick it up, and the Raiders now throw it up the wall. Helmer pinches. Keeps it in the zone momentarily. Yes, Hester banging on the wall. A lot of banging going on. Helmer from mid-ice. Looks up, gets it to Potts. Potts tips it up to Bergmeyer. Raiders change course and sends all the way down. Potter, last man, bangs it up the wall. It still sneaks back into the Hornet territory. Raiders from behind the net, looking to center, all the way back on the dot, into the high slot. Ivany picks it up. He's got Hester. Rolling. Across the blue line as he circles around. Trying to curl in, knocked off the puck, and here come the Raiders back the other way. Dorsey, quick shot on net, there's a rebound, yes, no, yes! Dorsey, behind the net, looking again, back to Hester, one-timer. A dribbler shot, turned away by the Raider Tendy. Back behind the net, Ivany battling his man. Dorsey in to help out. Up the near side wall, intercepted by Hester, thrown back down. Ivany from behind the net, trying to contain. Dorsey's got to get in there to help out. Dribbles around to the near side corner and out of the zone. Potts is going to have to race. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Out front, Quickie makes a save. And it's to Hester on the near side wall. He throws it up, and it's pinched by the Raider D. A long shot, waffled away by Quick. From the point on the other side. Down low, Raiders now. Potts nailing his man. He's going to get a check from behind penalty. A long sequence there, 6:22 left. As the Hornets will be shorthanded. And we get a face-off to the right of Quick. Ewers on the draw, puck sent out of the Hornet zone and all the way back down for an icing. We'll do it again. So we've got Dorsey and Ewers, Helmer and Darlene to kill this one off. Ewers on the draw. Puck sent back to the Raider point as they work across the line. Now dropped off from the circle, saved, naked in the slot. There it is again, across the slot. Helmer chips it out of the zone and sneaks out, and the Raiders will have to recollect. Up on the blue line, gaining, working the way in, stopping short. Dorsey overskates his man, still working around the net, wheeling, dealing, trying to get it back to the slot. All the way, D to D. Intercepted there. Here comes Helmer working his way in. Helmer fires. Oh, what a save by the Raider Tendy. Now back the other way. It's wheeling and dealing. It's Winter Park hockey. Both sides just free flow. Raiders now back behind. Somebody lost a stick. I don't know who. Puck tied up in the corner. Helmer banging his way up. Dorsey holding his man to the outside. Back to the point. Raiders look down to the circle. A quick shot. Oh, right in the uppers. That was a laser beam. And the shorthanded goal. I shouldn't say shorthanded, but the power play goal has put the Raiders up 4-3 with 5:16 to play. Going on the draw, sends it up to Potter, who sneaks it up on the wall into Raider territory. Nolan battling his man, holding the puck down low. Ferrara comes in, keeps the puck down low. Good forecheck by the Hornets as the Raiders are having a tough time breaking out. Now it sneaks through all the way down. Potts last man, bangs it up the wall. Contained in the neutral zone as the Raiders go D to D. Sliding up and now back down into the Hornet zone. Potter chases, slides it out. Contained by Nolan, who now starts back the other way. Nolan working through the neutral zone. Gains the line on the left side, and the Hornets are off sides. Shots 32-15 in favor of the Raiders. Nolan on the draw, tied up on the dot. Puck comes away, momentarily sneaks into the zone, now thrown out and back down into Hornet territory. Potter, last man, slides it around to Potts. Potts looks up ice, intercepted there, and Potts goes down. Raiders still driving towards the net, held to the outside by Nolan. Nolan bangs his man, and the puck finds itself in the near side corner, all the way back to the point. Puck shoveled down. Nolan now collects behind the net, slides it up to Kervita. Kervita meets his man, and they both go down. Nolan comes away with it, now working his way up, looking at his options. He's held up by two men, and the puck stands up on the blue line. And we get an off sides with 3:54 remaining. Bergmeyer on the draw. Raiders come away. Stoke it down into the Hornet zone, but it's held on line. Puck comes away. Raiders just content to bang it down into the zone, where Darlene recovers. Looking up ice, a stretch pass, a one-toucher. Bergmeyer couldn't contain it. Here it is in the slot. Raiders couldn't capitalize on that free shot. Puck banging around on the wall. Comes away to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer sends it up to Ivany. Ivany gaining on the right side with speed, whirling around, stopping short. Can't find the handle on the puck. Comes to Darlene. Darlene, quick shot, off target. Held at the point. Can Helmer hold it? No, and it sneaks all the way down for an icing with 3:10 remaining. Bergmeyer sends it to the wall. Comes around to the near side corner as Bergmeyer's rubbed out. Hester comes in, sneaks it away. Hester curling, looking. Drop pass, unsuccessful. And now the puck skitters out and floats down for an icing. Puck has moved, or the clock has moved to running time, or now it's stopped. And one got a face off to the left of the Raider Tendy. Bergmeyer on the draw, gets it to Ivany. Ivany steps up, fires a shot. There it is in the slot. Bergmeyer, he tries to turn and burn, but he couldn't get the shot off. Here come the Raiders as they walk down, slap back up. One touch pass by Hester, sent into the Raider zone. Raiders convene behind the net, sliding it up on the wall. Fast break, intercepted, but the Raiders still maintain possession. Helmer sliding up on the wall, now gaining left side. Dropping it to Ivany. Ivany, toe drag. There's the oh, yes, no, nothing. Darlene trying to get a shot off. Here's a 2-on-1 situation brewing. Darlene holds and he keeps his man to the outside, sliding all the way down. Raiders still controlling. Darlene banging against two. Now Bergmeyer in to help out. Puck tied up on the wall. Less than 2 minutes to play. Raiders throwing it back to the point. Looking across the line. High slot. Gloved away by Quickie. We're going to line change. We'll bring in Charlie, Dorsey, and Ewers. Puck tied up on the dot. Boys banging away at it. Puck comes away to Potter. Potter's got Dorsey as they race in. A long shot turned away by the Raider Tendy is now the Hornets are desperately trying to keep it into the zone. Puck goes into the slot area harmlessly as now the Raiders break out of the zone. Through the red line. Potter does a good job blowing up his man. Sneaks behind the net. Dorsey tries to swat it away and Potts is in the corner. Stops short, leaves the puck. Charlie up on the wall. Held back. Raiders try from the point. Way off target. Potter now slams his man. Dorsey throws it out of the zone. And they're still going at it. Potter and the Raider guy. With 1:03 to play. It's a question as to whether Quick will come out of that net. Potter got the gate on that as the instigator, so the Hornets are shorthanded. Puck tied up in the draw. Raiders contain. They go D to D, content with wasting time. Sliding up on the far side wall, banging it into the zone. Ivany there to give chase. Tries to throw it up on the wall. Centered out front, still in the air, swatted away out of the zone. Raiders holding at the point. Throwing down around the circle, a shot. Wide. Raiders controlling in the zone with 35 seconds to play. Keeping it down low behind the net. Ivany chases into the corner, tries to slide up on the wall, intercepted. Now the Raiders rolling in, looking to center all the way around the net, looking. Still holding the puck, holding it to the other point, walking down the circle, a shot. Intense pressure by the Raiders. No one there to sweep away the rebound. And with 12.8 seconds, the score is 5-3. With the light slipping away from the Hornets. Raiders back D, looking just to eat the clock, throwing it up on the wall. Puck sneaks back down into the Raiders zone. Darlene chasing. Sliding it around the net, and that's going to do it. Oh, a little extracurricular after. We got Darlene mixing it up, throwing hands. Well, that's Potter. And that's the way things are going to end, with Northfield taking it 5-3. So tomorrow, back to District 6 play, where we have a home game against New Prague. I think that's around 5 o'clock-ish, somewhere in there. Don't know the details. But that's going to do it here from Northfield, Minnesota, where your Hornets have hit a rough patch and have lost 2 consecutive games. And we'll look to rebalance the ship tomorrow against New Prague. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we'll see you then.